Hello and welcome to Outside Xbox. You're watching Show of the Week. I'm Mike.
And I'm Jane. This week Andy and I got back into Sea of Thieves to see if everyone is still jerks.
Thieving
Here we go,
shit.
yeah.
Oh no! Oh
Mike,
no, nothing's
can you-
changed.
can you
Andy,
not?
nothing's changed.
Dude, I'm trying to read
I'm
the thing.
genuinely trying to do a thing.
Like, seriously. You've taken half my health. I'm really not interested.
Oh,
you've
no,
sunk.
you're...
Good.
Oh,
Good.
Right, well...
Cool. Well, I'm glad to see that Sea of Thieves
the iconic Sea of Thieves
is...
experience.
He scuttled my skiff and killed me.
Ran me through.
Everyone is still jerks.
Oh, come on, you didn't meet one nice pirate.
Oh wait, yeah. No, that's right. We did meet one nice pirate.
Ah.
It made it super easy to kill him and take his ship. So what have you been playing this week then?
Well, Jane, I've been playing the new Tom Clancy game. It's coming out in October.
Oh, don't tell me. Tom Clancy's Splinterhawks.
No.
Tom Clancy's Rogue Recon.
No.
Tom Clancy's Wolf Siege.
How many more of these have you got?
30 or 40. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Ghosts.
No, Jane. It's called Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Of course.
Breakpoint.
That was on the list, it wasn't on the
It
list.
was explained to me that the break point is the point where you have to make a snap decision to maybe like retreat or do something else in a war.
Is it a technical military term then?
I don't. It's probably they're probably going a bit more edgy. It's probably like a colloquial military term.
Ah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Oh,
you know,
hit a break point, friends.
the CO doesn't use it, but the squad do.
I
It's that
see.
sort of nonsense,
Okay,
basically.
okay.
Actually, to be fair to them, they are trying to make it a bit more of a story game this time around, and there was a bit of a
Okay.
sense of that. So it turns out I'm like one of the few people outside of Ubisoft who have actually played this game.
Wow.
A lot of the press haven't played it. I know
Check
someone
you
from
out.
Eurogamer went and didn't get to get their hands on it. So,
Wow.
you know, pretty important.
If you want to touch Mike,
Yeah.
and he's touched Ghost Recon Breakpoint, so
Touch me.
by the transitive property,
Yeah,
you will have
you
touched,
will have touched
Ghost
Ghost
Recon
Recon
Breakpoint.
Ghost 1-1, this is Ghost Lee. I'm 2 mics out your location, but I got something bad's on my ass. Rally on me to eliminate the threat.
But there is a bit more storyline. So I mentioned in my preview, there's a video about the game
Yes,
on the channel already.
you can
which is worth
watch it.
checking out.
In the
Somewhere
cards.
it'll be in the
Yeah.
cards. It's got like conversation options and things like that. So they're really working on the cutscenes. They're giving you like dialogue choices, a bit like Mass
Really?
Effect.
What kind of dialogue choices?
So the mission I played was about kind of exfiltrating a kind of computer programmer type person from this Skell technology headquarters that's on
Oh,
the island.
Skell, I know this. They're a private company and they make drones.
Correct.
And they're bad.
10 points to
Okay.
Jane Douglas. You're trying to, the island's been locked down, you're trying to get this lady out, and when you arrive and meet her for the first time, you have a choice of how to approach the kind of,
Okay.
the next stage of the mission, so you get to decide whether to blow the entire place up or to try and sneak out quietly, and this sort of thing, and that kind of affects how the mission plays out.
So it's a tactical decision, but it's presented as a dialogue option.
Yes. Now,
Okay, so it's not dialogue in like the do you want to go for drinks later? It's-
no,
okay.
there's no let's go into the dance floor and do the shepherd dance sort of thing. There's none of that stuff.
What?
In the mission I played, but there might be a bit more of that. So they're trying to make
Okay.
this more about a kind of personal story.
Sure.
So your antagonist is a former ghost, a guy called Cole D. Walker, which sounds like he's just got
What,
the sniffles.
Game of Thrones?
I'm a little bit coldy.
A cold walker.
Yes.
I'm a ghost too. I would expect nothing less.
So I think they're trying to set up this kind of antagonism and a bit more of a human story. And we'll see how effective that is. But for the most part, like from what I played,
He's
it
the
was.
Punisher, right? Off of-
Yes, he is.
Punisher
Yeah.
off of Netflix.
And
Yeah.
he's been in various other little bits and
Oh,
bobs.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I think he's most famous for being Frank Castle in The Punisher. So good actor, like I'm not going to say like top tier Hollywood. Sorry, John. But like.
What if he is?
He's not going to watch. Oh
He
God,
could
he
beat
might
all
watch
of
this.
us up.
God, what if
He's
he's
big and strong.
what if he's not top tier enough that he sits around watching video games on YouTube?
I think he is a recognisable
He is.
celebrity face.
And then
So
more importantly,
there's that celebrity
good
value.
actor.
Yeah. Okay. So he's the bad guy.
yeah,
And
so-
you're the good guy, and you are.
Nomad, who is a man with a beard. I think there's some character customization. So Nomad can be male or female for a start.
Okay.
And you will be able to like customize them. So I
Okay.
guess they'll end up looking like your sort of specific Nomad. But at least the one from the cutscenes that we've seen and the game that I played,
Yes.
he's a guy with the big tier 1 operator tactical beard.
Your archetypal ghost
Yeah,
man.
as popularized
Yeah.
by Medal of Honor back in 2000 and whatever it was. But yeah, he's the same character from Wildlands. So like this is not technically, I mean, it's not called Wildlands 2, but it's a direct kind of continuation.
Okay. If you played Wildlands, you'll play a character. You can imagine that canonically their continuation is in Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
And they actually added some content to Wildlands.
Yes.
Right, with John Bernthal.
With the Punisher in it. Yeah, I saw his face. The Punisher, the DLC. It wasn't called the Punisher DLC. They weren't allowed to call
More's the
it
pity.
that.
That would be amazing.
Good thing for you. I'm a ghost too.
But yeah, so that's the first time I've seen something sort of retrofit into a kind of continuation.
It's interesting, like a bridging DLC when you're not even calling it Wildlands 2. That they're much more positioning it as a new Tom Clancy Ghost Recon game, and yet it ties quite strongly into Wildlands. So what's going on there?
It felt very Wildlands to play.
Okay.
I'll put that out there.
Okay.
It's still 4-player co-op. It's still that kind of open world. It's still very much that sort of less kind of planning and more just sort of tactical but on the fly.
Ghost Lead, this is Ghost 1-2. We're en route to your location.
Okay.
So main new thing is like survival stuff, which I can take or leave survival stuff. It depends on how annoying it is, like how often you have to eat, how easy it is to snap your
And
legs.
did you not get a sense of that while you were playing?
No, because it's such a short. Yeah, we played it
Right.
for only, I think, maybe 20 minutes. Basically, it was one mission. So
You
I
didn't
didn't really
have
have
to eat
time.
any sheep
Yeah,
in that
exactly. I didn't have to kill a
period,
sheep
yeah.
and eat the raw flesh.
But you did have to like bind your like broken
Yeah,
legs
so if
and
you
stuff.
if you get injured, they're like
Yeah.
persistent injuries, and they will stay. You know, they will affect your movement and your aim and things like that, and your
Sure.
endurance.
Okay.
Until you fix those up.
that's the
kind of
survival
interesting.
element,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they want it to feel a bit more raw. They want you to feel less like, you know how in Wildlands you're like coming into Bolivia to kind of mess stuff up, basically. In this, the idea is that you're on the back foot and that the entire island is occupied by like awesome Spec Ops baddies and
All
tons
just
of
hanging
robots.
out on an island.
Exactly, and you're alone,
Oh, no.
hiding in a bush trying
Oh,
to
no.
survive.
Good cover. Bravo team will set a diversion at the gate. Me and 1-1 will infill the camp through the rear.
So that's the idea
That's
they're
fun,
going for.
yeah.
We'll find out how successful they are, because I felt like a total badass in our mission. I shot about 800 dudes,
Wow.
kicked the door into this technological place and saved the lady.
And you're king of the island.
And I was king of the island. So we'll see whether it like meaningfully feels more like dangerous and survivally.
Well, tell me about the island, because it's not Bolivia anymore.
No, it's not. It's quite cool actually. So they've kind of gone. Bolivia was cool, but it kind of looked quite homogenous. Like
Yeah.
you look at one area of Wildlands, it looks much like the other. So in this one,
Interjection, I know Bolivia's not an island.
yes,
Just getting
good.
in there, yeah.
Good.
But the setting is no longer
10
Bolivia.
geography points for Jane
Yay!
Douglas.
Tell me about it though, more varied.
Yeah, more varied. There's a giant mountain. There's an active volcano. You get a brief glimpse of that
Oh
in the
man,
trailer, like
Can
lava.
you go
and
and
stuff.
base jump into the volcano?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Probably.
That's
yeah.
the first thing we're gonna do.
It's a free open world.
Guarantee
so, yeah,
you,
I'm
open
gonna
world, take a jeep, go
swan
to the
dive
volcano,
into the volcano.
see how the survival element copes with
Yeah.
you jumping into it.
You're
Like,
frantically binding your burning legs as they melt away.
you're gonna need a lot of bandages for this volcano jump.
Yeah, so that's quite cool. It's a bit more,
Yeah.
like varied and wacky, but it's also the headquarters of a technology company. So the buildings are quite modern
Right.
and kind of robot factory-ish, and they're kind of
Wow.
constructing drones and stuff. So it's
So
really
it's
nice.
like if Apple retired to a private
exactly,
island
yeah,
and made iPhones
and made a load
on
iPhones and killer drones.
killer drone eye drones on an island somewhere. Okay,
Yeah,
fair.
it's probably the
Cool.
future, isn't it? So this technologically sort of advanced island means that you get the blend of very natural environments,
Yeah.
right, and then very modern environments. And
Interesting.
there are going to be actual sort of settlements and things like modern settlements.
So
like,
interiors, right?
yeah,
You're gonna
lots
be
of
going into
interiors.
buildings.
Yep, lots of that kind of stuff, and also I think a more densely populated urban area, but we haven't seen a lot of that. I saw like a glimpse of it in the presentation.
So like a city, village or something,
Which
some kind
like-
of settlement.
When I played the old Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter games, that was the thing that was awesome about it. It was like all urban combat and stuff. So I'd be quite happy for a bit more of that in Breakpoint.
I got you.
Other than that, I don't think you're going to be hugely surprised if you are familiar with Wildlands. It looks similar but prettier and with a bit more survival. Yeah, some vehicles, some more variety in vehicles. So because it's a modern military sort of complex type thing, the emphasis is very much on like sort of military vehicles, and so whereas in Wildlands you'd be in like a battered pickup truck. Now you'll be in like some high-tech Humvee or something, and there's these sort of drone tank type things, like fairly substantial sort of automated things that you'll be fighting against. So I think everything's escalated a bit. It's more of a sort of military tech kind of vibe.
Okay.
So kind of like if you played not Advanced Warfighter, Future Soldier.
Okay.
Right? That was the one where like Ghost Recon went real futuristic with the invisibility cloaks and stuff. So it's starting to lean a bit more towards that. But maybe that's just because technology is getting closer to that sort of thing.
That's no longer sci-fi futurism. That's just like, hey, we've
in
got
the
self-driving cars, guys. This isn't sci-fi. I guess it's a weird marriage of sci-fi military tech, or like almost sci-fi modern military tech, on the one hand, and then on the other, and moving away from like gritty Bolivian kind of shanty towns and stuff. But on the other hand, more gritty survivalism.
It's trying to smush the two things together.
Both directions at once, or smushing those two things together at once.
Yeah.
And why is it not Wildlands 2? Are they like, that was a false start again, call it something else?
I wonder. I mean, they definitely could have called it Wildlands 2. It would have not felt at all inappropriate to do that.
Okay.
I just wonder whether Wildlands didn't sell as well as they were hoping, and maybe that they're like, it's better to reboot it and make it feel fresh.
Like, we have faith in the substance of the game, but we think the name Wildlands 2 might hamper it more than help it.
Yeah, you might. Then people might feel like they needed to have played Wildlands 1.
Sure.
Whereas
and they
actually, I think
really won't.
Yeah, it's a self-contained, modern military sort of story.
But what happened in Bolivia? Says the
I
player.
need to know about Nomad's past.
What's the backstory of Beardy Man? Yeah.
Beardy Man 1 and his team of friends.
His team of Beardy
They
Man.
should have called it Ghost Recon Beardy Man 1.
Wait, so when does Keanu Reeves turn up?
He doesn't.
It's not much of a Point Break game if it doesn't have Keanu Reeves in it, Mike.
Andy, it's Breakpoint.
This is the worst news I've heard in ages.
All right, well, would you like to do the YouTube comments?
Fine, I suppose they can't get any worse.
That's the spirit. Oh my god, it's Rage, Andy. It's Rage!
It's
Rage 2 specifically.
2, so you can see exactly how it is, Mike.
It is exactly Mad Max.
You'll notice there's a car.
There is a car. I'm on
what do you
board
think
already.
of that? Are you into the... Oh no.
Yeah, well, I was until you crashed it.
Well, Mike, that was a clip from last week's show of the week, which is about Rage 2.
It was!
Do you remember
Yes.
that episode?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Got it.
Still stuck in your mind. We talked about Rage 2. Remember
Yeah, we
played
did,
it
yeah, we
and
did.
went around in the little car.
Yeah, it was good.
You remember the car?
I do remember the car.
Okay.
Nothing else about that game, though.
Cool.
It's memorable.
Well, okay. I mean, let's see what Matt D, commenter, has to say. I still am a little shocked they actually made a sequel to Rage. I thought I was one of the 8 people who played it.
Yeah, maybe you were one of the 8 people. Who knows?
I know that...
Now you can be one of the 4 people who plays Rage 2.
I think it's fewer than half. I think it's down like a lot on the original.
It has sold, yeah, but the charts are different. Some people will have downloaded it and stuff. I think
there you go.
It's probably fine. But yeah, I do remember the first one kind of coming and going without really rustling my jimmies at all.
Yeah, the thing I remember about the original was that you could find levels from Wolfenstein and Doom in it.
Really?
Yeah, there were like hidden doors you could open, and then you'd go into a area that was all Doom
Yeah,
themed.
I do remember that. Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was like, oh, this is cool. I love Doom. Rather than
and then
going,
you
oh, this
shut
is
off
cool.
Rage and went and played Doom.
I love Rage. Yeah.
In fact, it was probably on your Xbox 360 at the time, wasn't it? You could just press the guide button, go play Doom and
Cab
stuff.
across Doom
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then play some Doom. Yeah, I don't know why people don't really seem to latch on to Rage as a franchise.
It's got a really boring name.
Rage?
Yeah.
What's boring about Rage?
They should have called it like Hot Pink Murder Gangs or something, and then it would have sold much better.
I don't know.
Hot Pink
about
Murder
Hot
Gangs.
Pink Murder Gangs.
Someone mock up that box art. Hot
Don't-
Pink Murder Gangs.
No one mock up that up. All right. Okay, well, okay. Fingers crossed for Rage, though, because, you know, it's the little franchise that could.
Almost could.
Well, almost,
It
yeah.
can't really.
Okay.
No, it's a good
I
game.
don't like to see franchises not doing well.
No.
know,
And, like,
I want games to succeed.
id shooting is good,
shooting
and
feels
Avalanche's
really good.
open world stuff's good, and
Yeah.
it's kind of Mad Maxy.
Maybe people are just waiting for it to come down a bit.
Yeah, probably.
Right.
I would be some kind of monstrous YouTuber. And I would be filming everything I would act as if everything I was doing was being filmed for YouTube, even though the internet has long burned to ashes.
Yeah.
And Maybe I'd carry around like a YouTube frame and then like hit you with it. It's got razor sharp edges.
Yeah, that'd be
Something
good.
like that, maybe.
Yeah. Commenter Dave McGuckin
Yes.
has a comment on this concept of Jane as a Dead Rising villain, saying Jane's idea of herself as a Dead Rising villain essentially started out as Screwball from the most recent Spider-Man game, and then got much, much more weird.
Okay. What does
remember-
Screwball do? I don't remember
Do you
Screwball.
want to see a clip of Screwball?
Yes.
While we enjoy the action scene, let me read some messages from my squad. Sanfoella says, "Love you, Screwball. Your stream kept me going while I was in jail." Aww.
So who is Screwball?
Screwball is a Twitch streamer,
Right.
supervillain,
Okay.
who tells Spider-Man that she has a bomb,
Right.
and has hostages and a bomb, and he has to go around and like rescue people and
Right.
disarm bombs, and then like all of her Twitch followers attack Spider-Man. And,
Right.
Yeah, so it's kind of basically what Jane was describing,
Yes.
like weaponizing YouTube fame
Right.
for supervillainy.
Okay.
Which,
fair enough.
but then Spider-Man arrests her.
I didn't actually do anything. It was all my fans.
Well, good. A happy ending for all.
Although,
Now,
yeah,
when's
she's-
someone going to arrest Jane?
But then, well, never. I mean, who would dare?
She's still at large.
Yeah, but then she's like, oh, it was my followers, not me. And the police are like, yeah, you got a point.
What?
So I know.
No, the police? No.
I mean, it explains a lot about policing in.
Yeah, it explains why you need a Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah, because everyone's rubbish. And Tom Ireland says, I feel like Jane in monstrous YouTuber boss form should wield a like spike.
Yes, that
good.
would be good. Yeah, drives a like spike directly through the cranium of her enemies.
Yeah, I like that as an idea. That's good.
I'm so glad she's not in the room because she would be writing that down right now and possibly ordering a garden fence post.
Commenter Fifi La Bomba says, as a business owner and barista, I'd become the mugger. Handfuls of coffee mugs thrown at high velocity and a steam wand gun.
Good, yeah. Those things get hot, those steam ones. And
Yeah.
that's a good pun. I think if you're going to be a supervillain, it needs to be a pun name, right? Is that fair?
Yes, although we didn't talk about what your Dead Rising boss would be, because you weren't on the comments last week. So if society broke down, Dead Rising style, and you had to be a boss,
It would be something car related. I guess I could be the jackass and I have a giant mechanical jack and I mash people into the ceiling with it.
you mash people's asses.
Mash people's asses into the ceiling with a car jack. There you go.
What an image.
As if that isn't something you might see in Dead Rising. Come
Yeah,
on.
there's
It's
an
a
image
very
to-
silly game.
It's an image to take into your weekend then.
Alright.
The truth is, we have lots of things to fear, as evidenced by these various video games, which scared us so hard we literally had to stop playing them and walk away, or burn the game disc, or curl up into a protective ball.
So that was the feature we did last week, which is about the scary moments in games that made us quit playing.
Yes.
You weren't in that feature, Mike, because
No.
you've never been scared of anything.
No,
You're
I
a
checked-
robot with no human emotions.
Yeah. I checked my database and I couldn't find any entries that said I'd ever been scared. So.
404 terror.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
found.
Exactly that.
You weirdo. Well, if you had been in that feature, is there anything that you would have put in there?
No. No, I don't think I've
Never ever been scared playing a video game ever.
I've been
Come on.
tense. I've been like Alien Isolation, very tense, but never actually scared me. Like never jump scared me. I don't jump a lot. I'm sort of desensitized. to it.
Because you lack empathy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's that and the yawning thing we were talking about on the live stream as well. I'm just a cold-hearted robotic killer.
Okay, well, other people had things that they suggested.
That's because they're all cowards.
No, not. Callum McCreath isn't a coward. Callum McCreath says Resident Evil 7 VR when Jack literally bursts through a wall when you least expect it in the guest house.
Yeah.
If you saw a Jack Baker come through the wall at you and you were in
At
VR,
your face. Yeah, maybe. He's more gross than he is like scary though. Like
he's got a bloody axe.
he does have an axe.
And then later a chainsaw.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. With VR, I spend so much time like going, ooh, look how 3D everything is. Like, I'm not scared enough. It was like when we played Alien Isolation in VR. I was like, wow, the alien looks amazing, and then it came and killed me. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, well, Death by Konami says Mass Effect 3's Ardat Yakshi Monastery. My blood still freezes whenever I hear the Banshee's ear-shattering shriek.
That was creepy.
Remember
that level
with
was
the-
extremely. Yeah, and they look all.
Let's have a clip of the Banshees. Oh no!
Not
I
good.
know. See,
Not good.
but scary, right? Not just. Not
Yeah,
just like,
but
oh, look at that.
yeah,
What
it's
a thing to see.
It's unsettling, but
what you're
it's
like.
not like it's not like terrifying. It's not like really terrifying.
Wow, isn't it?
No.
The bit I talked about, one of the bits I talked about was in Eternal Darkness when your head falls off and starts doing Hamlet.
See, I've not played Eternal Darkness. This is a game
that's
that you
good.
constantly refer to because it is completely hat stand.
Yeah.
But I've never actually played it or seen it myself.
Or just the kind of weird like whispering and muttering, and then it starts like fiddling with your TV controls. And
that is creepy. Anything that I think that something that would be cool is more of that kind of fourth wall breaking horror.
Yeah.
Like that was the great thing about Ring, right? Was the idea that you're watching on a TV and that the thing could happen to your TV. More of that sort of thing.
Especially on the DVD I had, because it was one of the early DVDs, and if you left it on the menu for too long, the phone would start ringing.
Yeah. Oh,
and
no,
you'd be
that's,
like,
no, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's so mean.
And then it would play the video as
Yeah.
well, and then it would do the phone ringing, so you'd be like, no, thank you.
Do not want.
But yeah, Shycat says, and when my head fell off and I started reciting Hamlet is not a sentence I was expecting to hear today.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
It's a lot of unexpected things happen in Eternal Darkness. It's good.
But I like to think that we bring that to you. Sentences you wouldn't have expected to hear today, like Hot Pink Murder Gangs, for example, was probably a sentence you weren't expecting to.
I certainly was never expecting to hear that, so that's good. Finally, on this topic, RuneCo SP says, of course Mike wasn't in this video, robot that he is. In that PT segment, he seemed more surprised at Andy and Jane's reactions to the jump scares than the actual jump scares.
Maybe
No.
The biggest one you jumped at was like an error screen or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, ah! And I'm like, it's an error screen with some text on it.
Yeah, I explained in the video why it's scary and why you're wrong to say that that isn't scary.
Is it because it's a thing that happens suddenly?
No, it's not because it's a thing. It's a psychological thing because it's like the game is coming out of the game and into your
Right, the fourth wall breaking
PlayStation,
stuff.
and it's giving you an error. But the error says like I'm heading there now, like it's coming to your house. The ghost is coming, and you're like, oh no, well, it's an error. Like it's coming out of the PlayStation into real life.
Cool. I've seen enough error screens in my life not to be scared of them, Andy.
I'm not scared of error screens. It's the fourth wall breaking
What's
nature of the scare in PT.
What's the Latin for afraid of error screens?
I don't know.
Error screen phobia.
Yeah, error screen phobia. Yeah, that's what it is, mate.
So you got Andy. Diagnosis complete.
Is there anything scary in Ghost Recon Point Break?
No ghosts. No, not a single bloody ghost in Ghost Recon Point Break.
So I mean that's maybe the DLC.
Maybe
some ghosts.
Maybe they'll finally add some bloody ghosts.
Yeah. All right, get on it, Ubisoft.
That's it for this episode of Show of the Week.
Thanks for watching.
And before you go, have you heard what Mike's been saying about you behind your back?
What?
He said you wouldn't have the guts to press the like button.
No, I didn't.
Are you going to listen to Mike?
I never actually said that.
Do it. Prove him wrong. Press the like button.
I have no idea what you're talking
Prove him wrong.
Lunchtime.
Yeah. I'll be right with you. Let me just finish up here in Sea of Thieves.
Are those pirates on fire?
Yes, they are. That will happen when you cover them in tar and set them on fire.
Is that even a mechanic in the game?
I put in a call to rare special request. Don't worry about it.